Everyone. This week we are looking at open access education or open access educational resources. When I first started teaching, certainly when I started teaching more digitally, I spent weeks, probably months in total, developing from scratch resources. A lot of video work, a lot of text and voice overlay, and I produced what could best be described as mediocre resources. I was of a mindset that the only way to get what I needed was to produce it myself. However, very few of us are teaching a topic that is not being taught somewhere else. Unless you are working at PhD research level, we're teaching the same information, the same topics, the same level as other tertiary and higher education institutions. So why then are we all striving to produce our own resources and almost outdo other institutions, when in actual fact we would all be much better to come together and pool our resources and expertise? This is not a new concept. It's been going on for a long time. You'll always spend time doing, for example, online research, looking for good, high quality evidence based. And a huge amount of that is available freely. And that's come on a lot, even just in the last, say, 10 years. Certainly when I did my initial undergraduate into the sort of between 2000 and 2010, there was still quite a lot of time spent in libraries looking at hard copy journals and papers and things. And certainly if you did online researches, you would come up against paywalls a lot of time. Now, you can do a huge amount of research entirely for free. And that doesn't make it poor quality information. It still can be really high quality, peer reviewed, systematic reviews, this type of thing. And this also applies to educational learning resources. Why spend hours producing, for example, a video or a website that already exists and probably already exists better than you could make it yourself? So really the purpose of looking at this week is to understand that whilst there may be occasions where you choose to produce something from scratch, it's not necessary every time. And you can find the information already out there. That, though, does not make it an easy task for you as an educator. It is not a cop-out for you to give your students resources that have already been produced by someone else. You will spend a significant amount of time curating those resources. You're going to read and watch and listen to so many more things than you're going to expect your students to, because you need to find the right thing. It's not okay just to give your students a bunch of stuff that you haven't looked at yourself. So it's not necessarily making your job easier. It is from a technical point of view, but from the process of finding the information and making sure you've got the right thing, you're going to be wading through a huge volume of information. And that's really our job as educators. When we're using this open access ethos, our job as educators is to wade through it and find the information so we can point our students in the right direction. So I want you to bear that in mind when you're producing your resources for this module and for the assessment, and also obviously for your own students. Do I need to make it myself, or does it already exist?